crisp and cool this morning.
To a nice, hot, dry day.
How does that happen?
Cold fronts.
Florida or something like that? This is the pregame show with Fish Talk Live. We'll be getting started here pretty soon. We've got some exotic stuff we're going to be speaking about tonight.
Yeah.
Joe Exotic.
Joe exotic.
Fish exotic.
Stuff that you got to do a little traveling for that, trust me, it is well worth it. So stay tuned for that. But right now, this is where we're introducing, welcoming all of y'all into the show. Mm-hmm. So you've got our full attention for the next 5-6 minutes while everyone gets logged on. If you guys have any questions, fishing questions, where we're finding different fish, we're not going to point out exact spots, but we're also never going to lie to you guys. So if you have any questions, you have our full attention right now. So
Yep. Or just say hi.
Yeah, or just say hi. So who's joining us? Who's out there so far? Cheers again to another show.
That's it. Another weekend.
This goes down so nice.
So cold.
All right.
Pre-gaming on pregame.
Anyone out there? Go ahead and...
That's the point of the pregame.
Yeah, it's the point of the pregame. You have our full attention until we get started.
And after that, we lost it. No.
Is this thing on?
Brianna. She got caught on the show earlier this year.
I'm sure it'll happen again.
Got some stink we're going to be sampling and talking about later. Some stanky stink. It's not... I don't know. We'll talk about it later, but I was getting ready to say the artificial stink, but technically it's not artificial.
No, technically speaking. Not all of it anyways.
Again, guys, let us know if you're out there and say hello. We'd love to be able to see your names come up on the screen. Tell us how your week went. This is just the pregame show. We'll be getting started soon. Dale, howdy to you, sir. Like and share, yes. Follow suit, y'all. The more likes and share you get or you give, the more free stuff that we're going to be able to give away. Davis, where are the Reds now?
In the water.
They're that's going to be a question I'm going to go ahead and pass off to Mario with that cold front. Before the cold front, any one of those islands, there's Lope and Mullet. Mm-hmm. Do you think that little bit of cold is going to change things in the low tides, or they're just going to shift them around to a little bit deeper water, Mario?
I think actually they might be pushing back further into the backcountry.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit further. I did not redfish today. Today was the first day I didn't target redfish this year. But we specifically went out for trout.
Okay.
It was the guy's 92nd birthday.
Holy smokes.
He brought his 93-year-old best friend and his 91-year-old buddy. So.
Wow. All right.
Those days make you nervous on the boat?
Oldsters on the boat. Yeah. And they come with me every month. So it's...
I don't think it was too windy out there. Today seemed like a nicer day.
Second half of the day, I'd beg to differ.
Really?
Yeah, first half of the day was beautiful. Second half of the day, it was pretty stiff out there.
Stiff.
Yeah.
Which direction was it coming from?
It was kind of coming out of the north-northeast.
Gotcha.
No.
So, Davis, to answer your question, redfish before this cold front, any of those outer islands, any of the mouths of the creeks, anywhere you saw Lope and Mullet, you would have found redfish.
So quite a bit of fish on the move today.
Yeah, so I would just, like Mario said, just work a little further east from there, because it was 43 when I left the house this morning.
It's cold.
In order to win tonight's prize, by the way, you must share this live feed.
Yep.
Just FYI, and we are checking that. So thankfully, everyone that's ever won,
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for sharing. So don't get caught off guard when we revoke that prize. So.
Yeah, definitely did miss Laura.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Sean had a good idea. Why don't we go ahead and do the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week while we're waiting?
Doesn't hurt.
Then we'll get started with the show.
I'm excited to see what was caught. Definitely excited to see what was caught this week.
Let's see what we got here.
Captain Jeans.
Captain Gene Miller.
Very nice snook out there.
Yeah. Look at the belly. Rick. Big old jack. How about those jacks yesterday?
I was about to say, those are like the jacks we saw the other day.
God.
They've been on the move.
Yeah. Winner,
Very
winner.
nice. Very nice snook. Out of the kayak. Hey, that's my ugly mug. I didn't catch that this week, sadly.
It's got the same shape head as you.
Brutal. It is. It's big, round, and bald.
It's bright orange.
Yep.
You gotta go that way, Bree, to get off. It's the camera this way, pointing. Walk towards the green screen. You're just in it more right now.
Yeah, you're all over it. All over it. How are you still in it?
Look at Dakota. The blue
that?
runner, right? Mario?
Yes. Hard to. Yeah.
I don't even know what the heck that is, honestly.
Yeah, I almost went with a bass.
Is that
but
an
not
Oscar?
quite. Where'd you find that,
That's
Jessica?
it looks like a Swanee bass almost.
Swanee bass?
don't
Yeah, where the heck were you? I want to hear about that.
Jessica, if you're watching, what is that you're holding?
I'm not sure.
Because I
Sweet
think
catch,
she
by the
went
way.
down
Maybe.
south.
Hey, look, that one looks like your head.
My first ever peacock bass.
Right behind the hotel.
Now
That's a nice largemouth.
Yeah, it is.
That's cool.
The bass over on the other side of the county are firing off right now, I've heard.
I've been seeing that a lot.
Yeah.
A warmouth bass.
Warmouth. That's interesting. I don't even
So
think
Dale
I've ever seen that.
came in clutch there.
That's a nice size redfish.
Yeah, it is.
Very nice. Gene's been putting it on it.
He's been on them.
It's on fire. Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah. Aww. Twinning.
See, that's the okay and failing right there, I tell you. So Caleb previously wasn't too big into fishing, and I was reading one of Ken's posts the other day, and he writes these great blogs.
He does too.
If you ever get a chance, add him as a friend on Facebook if you know him,
Yeah.
and then he posts those links to his blogs. But his blog was all about how Caleb has really joined the passion of fishing, which is really cool. There's a nice red.
Very
Captain
nice.
Mario's on him.
Looked like it was a nice, calm day that day.
You really know how to pose those redfish.
I've done it once or
I mean,
twice.
look at the colors coming through them fins.
God, that thing is lit up. Mike Dunning. He won.
Nice.
Let's see. I think he got first on mixed bag, if I'm not mistaken, at the
Yeah,
last
and it
tournament.
looked like he had third in another species,
Yeah.
whether it was red or trout, I'm not too sure, but he did really good that weekend in that tournament.
Him and his brother, man,
Yeah.
they're not just hell of anglers, but hell of people.
Yeah.
Always enjoy having them here.
Absolutely.
Teddy said he was he was not coming back to the dock until he got those people on some fish. He got back right around 3 a.m. There he is.
Very nice.
Man, the myth, the legend, Braden. Beautiful snook. Is it? It was Bridie that's never caught a snook before, I think, right?
Uh-oh.
Oh, there she is.
Speak of the devil.
The
Yep.
tropical tarpon herself.
Out there with Lou Beer.
Nice snook.
That's awesome.
Well, that was the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week. That being said, we are ready to get into the show. So when we come back, we're going to tell you what we're going to be talking about. Stay tuned.
Beyond the woods, down the twists and the turns, through the marsh lies the knowledge needed to fish the nature coast.
This is Fish Talk Live.
That's us.
There we are.
Welcome to
Fish Talk Live.
Presented by.
Phillips Auto Group. Thanks again, y'all.
Oh, man. Tell you what, you ride in class just knowing those people, let alone buying from them. Go check them out at the 3 locations. Billy, we're going to be talking about something cool tonight. A couple different things.
Yeah, quite a few different things.
We're going to be talking about something that we've only ever went and did ourselves one time.
Yeah, and a little bit further south of here.
And I really wish that we would have hired a guide. We had fun.
Yeah.
But it was work.
It definitely was.
It was work. And
they weren't the biggest, but proud of.
Peacock bass. If
Pretty
you've
fish.
never done it, guys, please do yourself a favor and do it. There's all different types of areas that you can go down south from the Everglades into the cities. And, some of those ponds that are right behind hotels if you have permission to fish them.
Yeah, they are a ditch fish, too, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that.
What's a ditch pickle?
Largemouth bass?
That is a ditch pickle. Okay.
Yep.
So would that be like a ditch carrot?
Ooh. That's a good question.
We'll ask our special
Cucumber.
guest tonight, who is a guide in Miami that specializes in fishing, not just peacock bass, but other types of fish too. And he's going to talk about a pretty new exotic fish that's been hitting those ponds
Something
down
we've
there.
never heard of.
Yep, couldn't even tell you what it looked like. So Captain Mario is going to be speaking to him here in a little bit. But peacock bass, Billy, we started out, and it was, I think, was it last year? No, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, 2021.
When we went to the Florida Insider Fishing Report, we brought some poles just because we've always heard people talking about peacock bass fishing, and started out fishing right behind our hotel.
That's it, playing in the ditch.
We caught a couple there, and then we really wanted to go in depth and go figure out what else is out there. But we wanted to kind of go into no man's land. So we went down Alligator Alley and
Playing through the Everglades area.
literally just found those miles and miles of straight drainage areas, and we had a blast.
It's pretty fun. If you enjoyed grouper fishing and the aggression that a grouper will put out, scale it down about 10th.
Yeah.
And that is a very angry little fish. It is fun to fish for.
And the more you piss them off, the better the chance you're going to get them to bite. That's the one thing that we learned, is the more that you can aggravate, because we ran out of live bait real fast.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to kind of get creative, and but that was something we learned. Just like you said, Billy, it was a perfect example. They're just like grouper.
Oh, yeah. But in the attitude-wise, definitely. That's an angry little fish.
But the other cool thing about fishing those ditches and stuff is there's other types of species in there. We found Oscars.
Oscars. We found
Tarpon, snook.
snook, yeah. Yeah, there was quite a few different species. There was another one I cannot think of. Cichlids.
Cichlids.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was pretty cool catching the variety of fish right out of the same little ditch.
Yep. But supposedly Captain Mike, he's got a species down there that his clients have been actively going out and hunting, and they're on them.
Turning into a bucket list fish.
So we're going to let him talk to Captain Mario about that particular species. But I really want to learn more from Captain Mike on what else is down there. And
Oh, yeah.
because we never got the trophy peacock.
No, we were happy to find anything from about 2 to 3 pounds.
Yeah. So that's if you look up his Facebook and Instagram page, which we'll put up here in a little bit, and his website, he goes out and finds the trophy. So
There's some big fish.
it's just such a cool fish to go target, fun. The little bait shops all along, right on the outskirts of the Everglades. Those places were a lot of fun to go into, and the people were so kind. Yeah. And then there was that Miccosukee Casino that had the awesome buffet. Favorite part.
Yeah.
Favorite was like $12.99 prime rib.
Hurt yourself.
Just make sure you eat after and not before, because you'll fall asleep trying to walk down those ditches. But hey, Billy, so not only are we talking about that species,
Oh, yeah.
we're going to be talking about one of the most trusted. I keep wanting to call it an artificial scent, but it's not.
It's not, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about one of the most trusted scents that you can add to your artificial baits, on the market and in our industry.
lively.
So we'll be discussing that on Tackle Table Talk tonight. But before we go over to Captain Mario with his guest, on the airboat today,
Oh, yeah.
I'm really curious, and I wanted to wait to have this conversation. Super shallow water in the morning.
Very, very low this morning. It was a wintertime low, to say the least.
Calm.
It was very nice and calm up until about noon, 1 o'clock. The winds had started to pick up, but before then, when that low tide was hitting and just on the beginning of the incoming tide, there was a lot of fish on the move. I didn't see anybody really huddled up together or sitting in certain spots before I could even get to them. 100 yards out, getting into those flats, you can see wakes moving. And you get yourself close to them, and there'd be 5, 6 redfish moving along. The snook themselves, they definitely were sitting, but the redfish are on the move.
Really?
Yep, majority of what I seen looked like they were working their way out the rivers. But if they're working their way out of the rivers, they're definitely tucked into the backcountry.
So something else you said this morning, or it was like the third tour, after the third tour, you said, not only do fronts, so you said, I learned today not only do the fronts change where the fish go, but it also changes where the
Dolphin
dolphins.
patterns. I mean, I went from 2 days before the fronts playing on the airboat, anywhere from 15 to 30 dolphin in my afternoon, playing with them. And as soon as that front hit on Monday, I went down to, I found one on Monday, and today I found, I think, 3. The dolphin themselves seem to follow a same pattern as the fish as that pressure changed. It was pretty wild. First time I really got to experience that.
Now, Saturday, there were mullet everywhere.
Everywhere.
Today?
They're starting to jump. I'm starting to see them loping all over the place. Very scattered, it seemed. I didn't see any massive schools like your mullet fishermen are looking for, but they are out there and on the move. Majority of them are on the banks, but I did find quite a few just out in the flats loping, which I was curious to see what was with them. A lot of those fish travel together.
Telling you, the science of fishing.
It's a moving project.
Because there's no way that water temperature changed that much.
No, I think our air temperature today, touched into the maybe 80. I don't know how hot it got today, but the water temp felt about the same as the air temp.
Okay.
So it wasn't that cold.
But just that little bit of pressure change and the lack of water can really move those fish around. All right, so that was Captain Billy's airboat report. So let's talk about some peacock bass. Captain Mario Castello over there on the Ayinde Matthews State Farm casting couch. You got your guest over the phone, Captain Mario. Why don't you go ahead and
How is
introduce
everybody
him?
doing? Let's see. We have Captain Mike Tadowski. Can you hear me, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good.
How's everything with you guys?
Oh, very, very good. I can hear you loud and clear also. Peacock bass. We don't know a whole lot about it. Well, Billy thinks he knows a little bit about it. I've seen some pictures. But talk to us a little bit about the peacock bass fishing in your area. Just start off with maybe some locations.
We fish the Blue Lagoon area and Snapper Creek region. That's all south of the Miami International Airport in the city limits. It's pretty much urban style as you can get.
Hence your name, right? What's the name of your charter company?
Legends.
Urban Legends. There you go.
Yep. Urban Legends. When we were coming up with the name, we were throwing ideas back and forth, and that was the one that stuck. We're pretty much in the city, and we're fishing from big lakes to people's backyards.
Yeah.
So it's like a spider web of canals and lakes and rivers that cross throughout the whole city and just go all over the place. They were designed to get water off of land because Miami's a flood zone, and since we have the Everglades right there, and the only way to get water off of land is to use those canals that leads to the ocean in about 4 different areas. We have levees that control the levels.
So it sounds like you do charters by boat and by land. It sounds like.
Yeah, mostly by boat, but we have 4 boats, but we do a few charters here and there by land, depending on the client and what they're looking to target the most, and also their budget.
Yeah, that sounds unique. I don't know if I think I've heard of 1 or 2 other people that do that, but that's fairly unique. I would guess that would be more for the peacock bass fishing than any other species that I can think of, since they are in the canals. But talk to us about some of the baits and the baits you're using for these peacock bass.
So mostly in all our charters, we use live shiners, about 3 inches in length. That seems to work the best because you can work them, and the client doesn't have to have expert level how to work a lure. Mm-hmm. So those work very well. But if not, we're using lure-wise, we're using poppers like these guys right here. Little poppers. There you go. You can see that. We use flukes as well, something that'll sink slowly and give them a chance to get to the bait. So it just depends on what we're targeting. The water temperature makes a difference. Yeah, you guys got some there. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, those saltwater assassins work very well with those flakes. Watermelon, light colored, whites and yellows and greens work very well.
Yep, the bright colors I would assume work pretty good down there. And you said the surface surface baits work a little bit better than diving baits, I would assume.
Yeah, we use poppers or pencils as well as slow sinking baits. But if they're not feeding on the top water, then they're going to be down a little bit, and you got to work the baits down to them and let them give them a second to attack it and get to it.
Yeah.
For the most part, they're slow moving to bite, but once they commit, you better hold on because they're one of the strongest pound for pound freshwater fish in North America. Second to tarpon and snook.
Yeah, I bet it's fun watching them strike a topwater bait. We have a lot of snook fishing down here. Topwater snook fishing is probably one of my favorite things to do. I don't get to do enough of it, but when a snook explodes on a topwater bait, man, your heart stops. I'm sure it's the same way with the peacock bass, correct?
Oh, they'll go airborne without a doubt, and multiple times on a hit, you know. And to answer a question earlier, I heard you guys talking about their nickname is the swamp donkeys. That's what they're
Swamp
known.
donkeys.
Swamp
Because they're
donkeys.
so strong.
Okay.
Swamp donkeys. That's what they are. Yeah, man. They're really strong, and they'll give you a nice fight. Definitely, pound for pound, they're one of the strongest freshwater fish in North America.
That's
Hands down.
awesome.
Very comparable to a freshwater grouper, I'd say.
Awesome.
So,
Talk to us a little bit about the habitat that they grow in. Just say you say you mostly do them in the canals and the urban areas, but talk to us about how those habitats are set up basically.
So these are ambush fish. So they're set up on trees, on pilings. They like to. A lot of houses have like these drainage pipes that come off the land, and they like to hang out around those. Sometimes they put floating buoys out there and stuff like that. But these fish are very, very adaptive, and they can live in both fresh and some brackish water as well. So for the most part, they're very hardy fish, and they're hard to kill because they've tried to kill them off in the past, and they haven't been successful.
Mm-hmm.
So any kind of flowing water, they like to post up in front or behind that and just wait. They're very ambush style kind of fish.
Yeah, ambush, structure-oriented ambush predators. Yes.
Absolutely. They pretty much wiped out, at least in our area, the freshwater largemouth bass population. Because back in the 80s, we used to see a lot more freshwater largemouth bass, and their numbers have dwindled in our waters at least.
It sounds like they're more aggressive and maybe ate them out of house and home.
Yes.
That's actually a question I was getting ready to ask.
Oh, no kidding.
So Scott Parrish wants to know, I think his first question was, are they good to eat? Mm-hmm. And if so, what's the best way to cook them?
So unfortunately in our waters, since all these canals lead to the roads and whatnot, the waters are not the best quality to eat fish out of. And since we're in Miami, if you have a choice, you're going to go with an offshore or a saltwater fish as opposed to eating these. I used to eat these way back in the day. It's a very white meat kind of fish, but with the contaminants in our water, it's not recommended. I've seen a few articles come out there's some kind of substance in the meat that can be toxic to your blood. So I don't eat them. I don't know anybody that eats them. I mean, there has to be somebody that does, but I just don't recommend it. Back in the day, my mom used to soak them in milk and then batter them lightly and fry them. Very similar to a bass, but we live in Miami, so we don't have to eat freshwater fish here. We're surrounded by ocean, the Gulf and the Atlantic. So if I'm eating anything, it's usually like a snapper, yellowtail, grouper, hogfish, mahi-mahi, something like that. These fish are not really, as well as a tarpon, you don't really eat tarpon either. And then snook are protected, so for the most part at least. I wouldn't really eat anything out of these canals just because of the nature of where the water comes from.
No, I got you.
Okay, so at least it would be an edible fish.
Where do these peacock bass originate from? I know they were introduced here at least 30 or 40 years ago. Tell us a little bit about where they come from.
So they're from the deep jungles of the Amazon, which is Brazil, Colombia, and Argentina. They were introduced here by the real story is by a guy named Conrad Hilton, the hotelier, the guy that owns all the hotels.
Oh wow!
Well, he passed now, but he made the right negotiations to bring these fish. He went fishing in the Amazon back in the day, and he saw how spectacular they were, and wanted to bring them back to his hotel. which is the one on the main lake in Blue Lagoon. So that was the first area that it was released into. And from there, they spread out to different areas, golf courses, and they slowly migrate north. But what keeps them in place in Miami is the winter. They can't survive water temperature lower than 60 degrees for more than a couple days. If they can't get deep enough to find warmer water, they'll just float up and die. And with that being said, that's what keeps them here in Miami and only in Miami. Other than here, we can find them in Hawaii as well as in like the Amazon region of the world.
Interesting.
So they were introduced here strictly for sport fishing, sounds like.
Well, the cover story is they were here to consume the population of tilapia in our waters, because those were also introduced here. That's another invasive that we don't really want. They do a good job of keeping them in check, but I believe they were really introduced for sport, because if you were to go to Brazil and do this, it would take at least a week of your time. You'd have to spend over $7,000 to $10,000. You'd have to fly to Rio de Janeiro, then to Manaus on a propeller plane, and stay on a houseboat, and then travel down the tributary canals of the Amazon all the way from the north end to the south end. And it's a week thing. It's not like a one day in and out. It's a week thing, and it's going to cost you quite a bit of money. So without having to do all that, you can bring them to Miami and knock it out in a day. I think it's a good deal, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, seriously.
Sounds like a week-long excursion. Yeah, definitely. Talk to us a little bit more about the tackle you use. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, one more thing. So there are 15 subspecies. Miami has, I believe, over 9 of them. One of them does get over 30 pounds. A lot of people think that they're everywhere, but we only have 9 of the 15. There's one in Brazil that if you really want to get that one, you have to do that trip, with a week trip. And we do not have that one because the water cutoff temperature for that fish is 74. And they've tried to introduce them here, but they just didn't work. I've never seen anything over 12.9 is my biggest personal best peacock bass. And biggest with clients on a charter has been in the 7s, low 8s.
So that fish behind you, Mike, what size, what poundage would that fish be weighing in at?
That is about 9.5 pounds. That's one of my personal best. My personal best, I never got it mounted, but I didn't claim it either because I wanted the fish to live. I actually have that picture here. This fish, I have it weighed. That was 12. You see how big that fish is? I'm not long arming it at all. You can see it there. That's what got me into this.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Right
wow.
there.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't see anything close to that.
I was about 12 years old there, and I never seen a fish before or after that big. That was 12.9, guys.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
At least you got it on
You
photo.
can just see the tail on that thing. Yeah, I got it in a photo, and he lived, so he swam to fight another day, which is awesome.
Yeah, that thing is massive.
So, Mike, are you native to Miami?
I was born in the Dominican Republic, but I grew up here. So I've been here over 35 years, and I grew up fishing just like every other kid in Miami. As soon as you could jump on your bike, you were going to all the canals, and then you saved up for a john boat, and then you started fishing the canals with the john boat, and it just slowly progressed into a better tackle, better boats, more spots, and yeah, that's what you do down here. So.
Yep. Sounds like how we all started.
Yeah, sounds like home.
Just about how we all started, definitely.
Still how I do it, actually.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
Well, I still have a john boat that I throw in the canals once in a while that are not accessible otherwise.
Okay. Talk to us a little bit about the tackle you're using, like as in your fishing gear, your rods, reel setup, line test, and different things like that.
So we run 7.5 foot Bulls Bay rods now. They're one of our new sponsors. Mm-hmm. With that's a medium light action with 1,000 Shimano Stratics.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
That's very light. Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually went down the last year, a couple years ago, because we were using 2,500s, but 2,500 could be a little bit overpowering for the smaller fish. And not challenging for the bigger fish, so we just went to 1,000s, and those have 22 pounds of drag on them. So if you make the right adjustments, you can fight. We've even caught like 40-pound tarpon on those little guys. They almost got spooled, and I had to chase them down with a trolling motor, but we still got the job done.
That's awesome.
But yeah, 15-pound braid, I use Yozuri Ultracast and then Yozuri 20-pound fluorocarbon leader as our last 3 feet.
Okay, good deal.
That gets the job done.
We just had a question come up. How far north is the range for these peacock bass?
So they're all the way up to the Palm Beaches. That's as far north as I've ever seen them. But with that being said, the bigger ones are down in Miami because they're the oldest fish. Every so many years, we get a really cold winter and it wipes out the bigger population of fish out. And then they start pretty much from scratch again down here and then slowly migrate north. I know like Lake Ida has some good sized fish and those Lake Osborne as well. But if you're looking for a real mallmounter, you're going to want to target somewhere in Miami and South Florida region.
Okay. Now, do these fish get bigger as the further south you go, or is it does their demographic change? I guess you would call it. Are there bigger fish further south in Miami?
Further south, the furthest area you could target them south is right on the edge of the Keys in the Aerojet Canal system. I've caught some nice ones there, but since I don't fish those waters all the time, I can't speak on that. But I know in our area, the biggest we've caught like this month has been in the 7s, and the biggest with a client has been in the 8s. So that's a pretty damn big fish.
Yeah, that's a big fish.
No.
Now these fish are pretty acrobatic, I would assume. They do a lot of jumping when you hook them?
Depending on the type of fish, yes. What we run into a lot more that jump are the snook and the tarpon, but the peacock bass do jump on occasion, especially the bigger ones.
Okay, and that's all through the entire canal system. That's not just because they live in a certain area. That's pretty much what if they feel like jumping, they jump.
It's like a tactic they use to get off the hook. But for sure, if they don't take you up, they're trying to take you down. So for the most part, I'm having the clients try to lift them off the bottom because they're trying to take you into the trees, into their caves, or into some kind of structure to break you off. And the big ones are not forgiving at all. So with that being said, you're trying to get them at least away from the bottom as fast as you can because you have a better chance of them jumping than taking you into a structure.
So these canal systems that you fish in, they have. I would guess they're fairly heavily wooded, maybe. And what kind of structure is in the canals itself, or is it just grass?
It's a lot of it is grass, but so most of the canals were dug. So with that being said, there's caves that go back in, and I've seen it for myself one time that they drained the canals for the hurricane, and most of the canals go in about 3-4 feet underneath because these canals are dug in the 20s and 30s. So they're a little bit eroded underneath, and that's where they're hanging out on the edges.
Oh, I got you. How deep are they in the centers of these canals?
Average depth is about 20 feet. These fish are usually targeted between 5 to 15 foot range.
Okay, and I'm
then
assuming...
our deepest that I've seen is in the 60s as well. 60 feet.
Oh, wow.
Is the deepest lake we have.
I'm assuming the water clarity is fairly good in the canals, or is it muddy?
No, it's the opposite. It's fairly bad.
Oh, is it?
We do have areas where we target with fly fishing, but for the most part, the water is like a greenish off color.
From the algae?
Not clear at all.
Is it from algae or
algae?
Or runoff?
Yeah, because keep in mind, if it doesn't rain, they don't let the water out. So these canals are not based on tides like you guys have. If it doesn't rain for 2-3 months, then they're holding tight and they're not letting water out. They're waiting for water to raise up before they let water out. So it does rain off and on, but it's never, in Miami at least, like a consistent rain. You might get like an hour here, an hour there in the rainy season. But yeah, it's all the runoff from the roads that ends up in these canals.
Okay.
So the roads, the Everglades, there's different levees throughout the whole network of canals here that let water out to each other. And then there's 4 areas that it goes to the ocean.
So the weather affects it dramatically, I would assume, because of the rain, because of precipitation.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now we're coming off the spawn, which is the best time of year. These guys are really fired up in the spawn because when they're on a bed, they're aggressive. When they're off the bed, so peacock bass, they escort their fry for the first 4 months that they're alive. So if you throw any kind of bait on a ball of fry, which are their babies, then they're going to blow it up. Mom and dad are going to blow it up. The rule of thumb is only take one, because if you take both parents, then they're going to abandon the babies or the bed. So I'm a big activist on the future generation of these fish and sustainability. So take one. Ideally, take the male because they are the bigger of the two. But they are ultra aggressive, and when you're the biggest wall mount time of the year is right now, from February all the way to end of May.
Okay, good deal. Hey, we have a question come in from a viewer here. It says, do the peacocks eat shrimp?
I've heard of people catching them on shrimp. Yeah, they'll eat pretty much anything that's moving that you bring by them, but it's not in their main diet. I wouldn't say.
I got you.
Makes sense.
All right, I think Gary's got a question for you right now too. So.
Yeah. So Mike, earlier when we were talking, sorry. There we go. Earlier when we were talking, you mentioned about a newer exotic species that has become like a real hot point for your clients. And it's something that I'm really intrigued about, and I want to get with you about booking a trip. What type of species of fish are we talking here?
So that one you're talking about is a jaguar guadalupe. It's a cichlid. It kind of looks like your shirt in color pattern, that Mars shirt you have on. They are one of the more aggressive cichlids, and they grow at about maybe 4 to 5 pounds is the biggest I've seen.
Oh, wow.
They're very nice in color, and they have these fang teeth. For the most part, they don't really hit a lively bait. They hit more of a weakened or a fatigued bait. But they are cool, and if you look on my Instagram or if you Google it, you'll see examples of those fish. One of the coolest fish that I'm trying to catch, and I've seen in my waters, is a clown knifefish is in these waters as well. As a what's the other one? It'll come to me. It'll come to me in a little bit. But we have Mayan cichlids. We have Midas cichlids. You know the orange ones, the pure orange ones. Those are one of the fish that have come into our waters lately. There's a plethora of exotics, but the jaguar is a really cool fish, and people have been getting a good kick out of it.
Good deal. Well, that was my question. My next question, I guess, and I'm sure you're going to ask it, is how do we book a charter?
Yeah, that's actually, that was my next question. Now, how do they get in contact with you? You said you had an Instagram page. Tell us about your Instagram and any of the social media, and how would they get a hold of you?
So our website is ulfish.com. That's probably the easiest way to get on and get a hold of us. There is 4 of us in my fleet of captains, so we have more availability than most to do this down here. With that being said, ulfish.com, or check us out on Instagram, which is Urban Legends Fishing, and also on Facebook, Urban Legends Fishing on Facebook. Oh, the fish came to me. So believe it or not, in our waters now, I've confirmed it is an arowana, and as well as an arapaima. I've been targeting them, and I've hooked them multiple times, but they've eluded me at least 6 different times now.
Oh, man.
Wow. Are they both the size of the ones you see, like in Australia and stuff?
The arowana is confirmed at 3 feet, and the arapaima, he's about 4 foot.
That's a
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I know if I get them, it's gonna be a big deal, because I've only seen them a few times, but I know what they are. And when I hooked one, I thought it was a tarpon. And when it went airborne and I seen that black body with the red scales, I was like, holy crap, I can't believe we have that in this water. So that's probably the rarest fish in our waters. But man, so the arapaima is 4 foot, man.
Yeah, I'm familiar with.
Arowana is 3 foot.
I'm very familiar with the arapaimas. They are beautiful fish, and I would say yes, they are very similar in how they act as our tarpon, because they are aggressive, and when they jump, you better get out of the way because it's coming at you like a missile. Okay, well, good. How about your phone number? How can they get a hold of you again? One more time.
Yeah, 305. The phone number is 305-998-3375, and that's my direct business line. But the easiest is the website, ulfish.com. That stands for urbanlegendsfishing.com.
All right, awesome.
And on there, you'll see reports, weather reports. You'll see a lot of pictures, videos. We were featured on the Sportsman Outdoor channel last year, and we did an episode with them in G3. as well as a few other. We write for a magazine, the Coastal Angler magazine, and we do the monthly fishing reports for them, which it can give you insight. That's a magazine that you can see on the internet and just type it in. Coastal Angler Miami, Coastal Angler Fishing Magazine Miami, the area. You guys should have one in your region as well, I believe.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have them here.
Yeah. So we write for the Miami portion, and you'll see a lot of different videos and pictures on there about what we do. But the good thing is we have 4 boats in our fleet, so we can do bigger parties as well. We do bachelor parties and corporate events all the time, as well as one-person charters. So we can do a lot or a little, whatever fits your needs, you know?
That's awesome.
Okay, perfect. Well, I appreciate you joining us, Captain Mike, and hopefully you'll get some calls from this. I'm kind of interested in it,
Seriously.
actually. Yeah, this sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Do you think the 3 of us
I
go down
appreciate
there?
it, Captain Mike.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
And
awesome.
we also have connections with saltwater charters. So if you want to do a whole weekend thing, we could do inshore, offshore. Like one of my captains is a backcountry specialist, so he does the flamingo and chokoloski for snook, tarpon, redfish, and then we do the inshore urban style, which is the peacock bass. And you can see in our logo, the peacock bass and the tarpon is what we catch most down here. So
Good deal.
Beautiful.
Good deal. We appreciate it.
we
Thank
cover
you.
all the bases. Yeah, you guys are welcome. I look forward to doing this again.
Likewise. Thank you, Captain Mike. All right.
Too cool.
Dude, Billy was showing me pictures of the jaguar fish.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool little
Were you
cichlid.
able to find the other one?
No, not yet.
All right.
I don't know how to spell
Yeah, I
it.
was going to say.
Arapaima would be wicked. Yeah,
That would be cool.
That is probably one of my only bucket list fish that I have left is an Arapaima.
That's pretty sweet.
I don't know, guys.
Jealous.
Look them up. They seem like awesome people, and they take time out of their day to call in like this. So
That's it. Imagine what the time you could spend with them.
seriously, looking forward to it. We'll be down there in May, I think. We're gonna have to hit them up. But all right, let's go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna be talking about those smelly good, smelly bad scents.
Stinky stuff.
BRB.
Now servicing the Central Florida area at Phillips Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Ocala, located on South Highway 441.
All right, welcome back to the Nature Coast Financial Advisors Tackle Table Talk.
That's it. Nailed it.
With Captain Mario and Billy. Today we're going to be talking about this stuff right here.
That's stinky stuff.
This stinky stuff. It's called Procure Bait Scent. They have a bunch of different,
Quite a few different flavors.
Yeah, I don't know how it would taste, but they have a bunch of different scents. We got some information about them up here. Let's see.
Whoop,
you can go ahead and read that because I
Oh.
can't see a thing.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
So from what I've understood, this stuff is it's actually running off of a natural base, basically like a like for the shrimp one, they're actually using shrimp inside of it for the smell itself, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I would assume they're taking just basically like chum or whatever it is and drying it out and grinding it and putting it into this gum yak stuff. I don't know what it is. I'm going to open this
Pretty
thing up
thick
and see.
stuff. I don't even know if I really want to open it.
Yeah, this stuff is like, I don't know if you can, this is like gel. I mean, it is thick gel. I don't want to get it all over the place, but this stuff sticks to everything. Basically, a lot of these people use the Procure on soft plastics. A lot of people don't know that you can use these on just about anything. Hard plastics, soft plastics, spoons. A lot of these soft plastic lures like this right here, you just rub it on the outside of these lures. But some of these have a channel, like in the center of this one. I don't know if you can see, but here, zoom in on this. Would you, Sean? Can you zoom? Oh, maybe not. But some of these baits have a channel on the inside of it, and you can fill that channel with this Procure. It lasts a little bit longer. What I've found is when you put it on these soft plastics, is they last about anywhere between 15 and 30 casts before you have to reapply it.
That's pretty wild. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a pretty thick gel. You know, just sitting here playing with it, I can imagine it would stick to a soft plastic quite well.
Yeah, it all depends on how aggressively you work the plastic also.
Yeah.
On topwater
see
baits,
that.
it lasts a little bit longer unless they get struck by fish. But on a topwater, I find it's about 40 or 50 casts, and you got to reapply it. But
cool.
it sticks to the soft plastics just like they do the hard plastics.
I was going to say, from what you and I were having a conversation earlier, you can actually use it for a hard plastic, like Muradine, Rapala, stuff of that nature. That's
Right.
pretty darn cool.
Most people don't think about using it on hard plastics because they don't think it absorbs in there, but it sticks.
Yeah, so if you were to, go ahead.
Yeah, let me show you guys. There's a little channel on the inside of that bait, and you can just fill that channel full.
I see
this
it comes with a
mini
needle.
stuff. Yeah, just squirt it right in the inside of it, and it kind of holds it in there a little bit better, along with doing it on the outside too. But on the inside of that bait, it works fantastic.
Wow, I'm just reading some of the stuff in the different areas that this place ships to and how many different countries will actually use this. I'm pretty excited because I've never actually got into the Procure. I'm actually just starting to learn into it. You know, typically I just drive boat. So learning to get into some of the fishing aspects with using some of this Procure, I'm very excited for it because there is quite a few different, we'll call them flavors. I know the 4 that we have are literally just scratching the surface on what they actually produce, which I think you said one of your favorite was crab?
It's the crab scent, yeah. And I don't think we have the bottle of the crab, but I like the crab scent. It's a little bit stronger smell. Anything that's going to give you an advantage to get more bites, I would definitely use it. But yeah, the crab scent would be my favorite. My inshore saltwater is the second favorite because you can use it. It's a mix of all different things.
Multi-use.
Yeah, it works pretty good on just about everything. But I like that crab scent. Even if I'm using soft plastic like jerk baits, I still like to use the crab scent.
I mean, all I can still smell is that shrimp one. I'm not gonna lie. Put that on a live shrimp.
Oh yeah.
Live shrimp is useless anymore. I mean, holy smokes! Put a scent like that out there, everybody's gonna be coming to it.
Yeah, it's pretty strong, and it permeates in the water as it kind of comes off of the soft plastic or hard plastic bait. It does come off, and it permeates through the water. It's almost like a chum line behind your bait.
Right.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, but if you can keep the puffers and pinfish and stuff to keep pecking on it, you know, it gets the vibration going with all this stuff just eating at it.
Right.
So,
I can only imagine.
That's another attractant on top of what the smell gives off.
Oh yeah, the smell like that, I can imagine, is going to bring in a lot of bait fish. Not only your big red, snook, stuff of that nature, but the amount of bait that's going to come to that. It's almost like a chum block down there.
Yeah, definitely. What is this? It's a FTL 23, 30% off. What does that say?
Sunday?
On Sunday.
Until Sunday.
Oh,
So-
until
Until
Sunday.
Sunday.
So if
30% off.
If they go to the Procure website from this moment until this coming Sunday
pretty sweet.
evening, and they put in the code FTL for Fish Talk Live, FTL 30.
23.
FTL 23. They get 30% off of all Procure products.
That's pretty cool, and that's straight off their website.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
they are
really cool.
super awesome people. Had a great time talking to them today, especially. And, you know, they're like, you know what, let's do something for those people who are watching. And trust me, guys, this stuff has, you know, I'm almost out of some of it. This is really enhanced of our catching. This is for those stubborn fish that you can't get to chew. This is the ticket.
Yeah.
On artificial.
I mean, I don't know. I still might put this on a live shrimp.
Billy, I'm watching those bottles, make sure they don't disappear, they don't go home with you. We know how much you like shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
He'd put it on a cracker. Definitely. But yeah, check out Procure online. I would guess it's procurebaitsense.com maybe. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, here it is. Procure Baits.
Procure Baits.
www.procure.com says right.
Oh,
pro-cure.com.
Makes it nice and easy. And then
Yeah.
FTL 23 for 30%.
FTL 23 for
30%
your
off.
discount.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, just for our viewer.
That is cool. So, Well, awesome. And, we've got something fun, too, coming up. That it's actually tonight's competition on how someone's going to win a little care package from us. So we're going to be giving away some Saltwater Assassins. We're going to be giving away some a hat, maybe a shirt, one of these hooded Marshwear shirts.
Nice.
Let's do that. So let's do the 3 packs of Saltwater Assassins, an OKM hat, and then one of these
Marshwear shirt.
hooded Marshwear shirts. So what we're going to do is the first 3 people, just to show how much we care about you guys submitting these photos, the first 3 people that submitted a photo to the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week automatically just got entered into this drawing. Now, do we have a commercial still? All right. So the first 3 people, which was Mike Dunning, Ken Klamer, and Jessica Catches a Lot of Fish Honovic, you all are automatically entered into this drawing. And when we come back, we're going to explain how one of you could win the OKM FTL care package.
Hey Gary, what you doing?
Oh, just going through the book, looking at some dash panels.
As nice as that sounds, what if we went and did something a little more custom? Do you know anybody that might be able to make a switch panel like this?
Let's go talk to Brian.
I think Brian would be a good idea for that.
Oh, let's go.
It'd be sweet.
Oh, Brian. Hey, man. What's up, brother? I got a cardboard cutout. Can you make it into something for me?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. What?
This is our dash panel complete. Just wanted to throw a huge shout out to Brian up there at Extreme Decalz. Nailed it. This is exactly what I had envisioned when I drew literally a cardboard cutout for this to become a true dash piece and showpiece at the same time. Thank you very much, Brian. I'm super stoked to see this thing on the water.
All right, we're back. So, Mike Dunning, Ken Klamer, Jessica Honovic. So you 3 are going to get paired up with one of us. Aubrey has poured some samples of the ProCure. We are not to consume it. It says right on the package, it's not for human consumption, but we are going to try to guess the scent
I'm not looking forward to this.
cup. The one that guesses the correct amount or the most, I guess,
You get all
out
3
of
correct.
Yep. So we're only going to do, just FYI, mullet, Mahayden, and shrimp.
Okay.
All right. So if we can guess those 3 scents, then we win. If there's a tiebreaker, the first one to say it.
Are we going to be blindfolded?
They probably should be an eyes closed.
Is there colors to them?
Shrimp is.
Okay. So we'll just
We'll blindfold? Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, just run them by our nose.
Oh Lord.
We'll close our eyes. All right. So
I'm
this
not
is the
looking
first
forward to
scent.
this.
Oh, here, real quick. So Billy, you're with Mike, Ken Klamer,
Best of luck to
with
you, Mike.
Mario, and then Jessica with myself. So
Oh, my
All right,
nose
eyes
is already burning
closed.
thinking about it. Gary.
run right
yeah.
down the nostrils here.
Yeah.
Tell me when to sniff.
Go.
Let me get one more. Let me get one. Go a little closer. I can't really.
Do not put your nose in that, Gary.
You're gonna have to kiss that later, Bree.
All right, go ahead, Mario.
All right, Mario. Lean in just a little bit.
Oof.
I'm torn.
All right, Billy, are you ready?
What are the 3 choices? Menhaden, mullet, and what?
Shrimp.
And shrimp? Okay.
Let me get one more. You have coffee too, right?
Yep.
Where's that coffee cup? Let me clear my. I need to get a new sniff here.
Make your eyes water.
I know that scent.
Yeah.
I think I was a teenager the last time I smelled that.
You know what it reminds me of is when Carter was fishing out of here and he'd always leave bait in his cooler.
Oh, Lord.
All right, let me get another one. Here's a coffee cup if anyone needs it.
Here.
Ready?
Here, put it in your hand.
Oh, there we go.
And let you just get in there.
I guess I'll take a second one, too.
All right, man, that's tough. Here you go. Where you at? You got it?
All right, Mario.
I'll do the same, I guess.
Oh.
All right.
Really go.
All right. I got my guess.
You can almost taste
All
it.
right.
That's the worst part.
All right.
Like just smelling it, you can almost taste it.
All right, I've got mine. All right.
So we're waiting until we get all three and then we'll say them in order.
Are we writing them down?
You guys guess the first.
Let's just guess the first one here.
All right.
I'm gonna say Manhattan.
Me too.
I'm going with mullet.
And what was your guess, Mario?
Menhaden.
Okay. And we got the second one.
Oh boy.
All right, so here comes the second. So let's clear our.
Clear.
Oh, coffee smells so much better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like that smell.
Dark roast.
Coffee?
No, if that's Manhattan.
Yeah, whatever that smell is.
Do we have
That bait.
Manhattan here?
So now
Is
we're
that
closing
Atlantic?
eyes again?
Yeah, it's Atlantic.
All right.
I don't think we did.
Real oily fish.
All right. Eyes
All right,
closed.
Billy.
Too big. Go ahead.
Mario.
Yep.
Next. That stuff's real.
Good Lord.
I can only imagine
Right.
getting that all over your hands. If
Oh God.
if it
I know
smears
exactly what
like
that one
Andy
is.
sees, you'd
Yep.
be in trouble.
All right, I'm good.
Would anybody like a second sniff?
Oh, I'm good.
No, I think I know what that is.
Yeah, pretty sure we.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Mullet.
Okay. Billy, what's your answer?
Shrimp.
I'm going to say shrimp, too.
Oh.
All right, guys. You got one left.
All right, here we go.
That's awful.
I mean, that's a. Like I said, you get that stuff smeared on your.
Right.
It'll do the job.
Everybody looks like they're ready
I'm so excited right now.
for the last sentence.
I'm praying right now.
All right, Mario, you gotta go first.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
You okay?
Oh, you forgot to tell me. Ready? Let me get one more.
All right, Billy.
Crap, now that one smells like mullet.
Exactly.
Yep. Can I switch 1 and 3?
Does anybody want another?
Yeah, let me get one more.
I may have to switch 1 and 3.
Man, I don't know. That one.
Switch.
Can't switch?
Can't switch.
Because that one is. That smells like Sean after cutting bait.
Damn.
Give him 400 pounds of mullet and a fillet knife. Here you go.
All right.
Yeah.
That one's
Special.
Yeah. I'm gonna double back around here. I'm gonna say that one was Manhattan.
You can't say Menhaden twice.
You can't.
Oh, you can't say it twice?
No.
No.
Oh,
Well, you can say
So
it.
I'm having to go with
Yeah.
that one as being. What?
you can say it twice. You're just gonna be guaranteed wrong.
One of them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it safe. I think that one was Manhattan.
I think that one was the mullet.
That was definitely the mullet.
And you're going with mullet. And Mario, you said you're going with
That's mullet.
That one just smells like Ozello.
All right. So what was number one?
Number one was mullet.
Brutal. Hey.
Oh,
Number one was mullet.
did anyone get that right?
Billy did.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Number two was shrimp.
So I said mullet twice.
So who got number two?
I did.
Mario and Billy.
Okay.
And then number three was the Menhaden.
Why did it smell like mullet?
So Billy won, right?
Yeah, Billy won.
Billy won,
Way to
which
be
was
Mike Dunning!
Mike Dunning.
Mike,
My
of
Mike.
course, Mike Dunning.
Yeah, I know, right? He
Mike
wins
wins everything. Oh my God. Mike, pick my lottery tickets tomorrow, please.
Or just let me sniff them out.
That stuff that's the real deal.
I can't believe I said mullet twice.
I was trying to get you to go with Midhaven.
Dude, it's rank.
Wow. Well, guys, that was Fish Talk Live. Live. Real live.
Oh God, it was live. Yeah.
So, guys, don't forget Procure. If you go to FTL23, use that as a promo code. You get 30% off. But that's
30%.
only good until Sunday evening, this coming Sunday evening. So,
Thank you all at Procure for that.
yeah. Nope. All right. Billy got that big ass nose. Better get the smells right. Stop there.
And I did.
Big thumbs up.
Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to our guest, Captain Mike. You know, check him out, Urban Fishing.
Yep.
Right?
Urban
Legend
Legends.
Fishing.
Check him out. Check out his team. They've got 4 boats running down south. It's such a fun thing to do. Procure Baits, thank you so much. Our sponsors, thank you all. Without
All of y'all.
all y'all, we would not be here. Captain Mario, thank you. Captain Billy, Sean, Aubrey, Bree, the whole team. And now next Tuesday, we will not be here because we will be at
Ooh, the seminar.
Seminar. Yep.
Very nice.
Fish Talk Seminar.
Fish Talk Seminar.
And I believe we have a special guest speaker. It was going to be Captain Mike Goodwine, but he has a family matter that he has to take care of on that day. So I'm going to have Gary.
Oh,
Captain Gary.
Be prepared for some BS.
Oh, boy.
I'm excited, man. That's gonna be a lot of fun, dude. Everyone raves about your Fish Talk seminars, and you know it's live. It's truly live in
That's
person,
face-to-face.
face to face. People ask questions. You know what happens at these seminars?
Oh, a little bit of everything. There's a lot of beer drinking, a lot of eating, a lot of talking about what's happening in the local fishing community. So that and there's usually a half a dozen captains that come also. So
cool.
there's quite a few people. I have anywhere between 100 and 125 people show up. So
Awesome.
it's pretty good.
Well, cool. Well, I tell you what,
Look forward to
Mario,
that.
just you know, for our appreciation for what you do here at Fish Talk Live and for having us on your Fish Talk, you know, we're gonna bring a pair of Bahios.
Sweet.
We'll give away there. So
Awesome. Yeah, that'll be part of our normal drawing because we give a lot of stuff away, and now we'll add the Bahios to the list.
cool.
Can't argue with that.
So next Tuesday at Cedar River.
Cedar River Seafood. This talking starts at 7. You want to get there early to get a seat and get something to eat. They got good food. They got a beer outside, drinks inside. So
Very cool.
Cool.
yeah, they'll have a couple of big coolers set up to grab and cash whatever beer you want.
Heck yeah.
Look forward to that.
If any of you all are going to be there in person, you want me to talk about something specific pertaining to Ozello Homosassa, you know, just message us either my personal Facebook page or Ozello Keys Marina, and you know, let's do some fish talking.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Awesome.
Look forward to it.
Awesome. Well, besides that, if we don't see you there, which we highly suggest you show up, if not, we will see you the
Next
following
Tuesday, or 2 Tuesdays.
2 Tuesdays from now, which we'll be posting the May calendar with the different subjects and the different guests here pretty soon.
Looking forward to it.
All right, guys, thank you again for watching Fish Talk Live, and we will not see you next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday.
Yep.
You all right? Oh, I'm good. I told you to be careful. Is that GoPro on? Yeah. That's bad right there. Oh, that was better than catching a fish.